Good afternoon, everybody. How are you? This is Dan Henry with Get in Shape for Women. Thank you so much for jumping on our career and franchise opportunity webinar today. And so without further ado, let's get started. So we're going to break this webinar up into 3 parts today, kind of compartmentalize this webinar. First part is going to be how to lose 12 to 30 pounds in 12 weeks or less. That is really our value proposition of what Get in Shape for Women does. That's what we're known for, body transformation, and losing that creating that compelling transformation in a short period of time. How to turn this passion for health and fitness into a meaningful career. And then the last part we'll do is how to open your own Get in Shape for Women, so the Get in Shape for Women franchise opportunities. So the first thing I want to talk to you about today, guys, is our positive focus. That's how we start off all of our meetings. It doesn't matter if it's our annual convention or if it's our Monday morning daily huddle. We start off all of our meetings with positive focus. And the reason we start off all of our meetings with positive focus is because it gives us the opportunity to put the meeting in the right frame of mind. We know that positivity and creativity live in that same mindset. So when you open yourself up, and there's been so much research put out there about positive mental attitude and the quality of the meeting that's going to be going forward, when you start off everything with a positive focus, we know that it's going to be a good quality meeting as opposed to getting bogged down with negativity. So I'll start off. I really would like and suggest you guys to, you can chat me in your positive focus, or you can say it out loud, or you can, just say it to the person you have me watching the webinar with today. But get your positive focus out there. We'd love to hear it. So I'll say mine. I'll do a personal and a professional one. Professionally, it's just been a very busy September. September in fitness is one of the best months out there. So we're having a great September so far, and just really excited to see what everything's doing with Get in Shape for Women, plus all the franchise opportunities that are available right now. Really exciting. And personally, I'll give you a personal positive focus as well. I just had a wonderful weekend with my wife and child, my wife and son. We went to a thing in our neighborhood, a local kind of community days, and my son's 18 months, and he got to see all these different trucks and tractors and construction vehicles, and he was in seventh heaven. So it was great to see him just so sublimely happy. It just made my day. So to kind of move forward and talk to you about Get in Shape for Women, I think the best way to talk to you about the Get in Shape for Women vision. And the Get in Shape for Women vision is made up of 3 different categories: the purpose, core values, and current mission. So our purpose is what we define as, how we run Get in Shape for Women, and everything is Get in Shape for Women is. So it's it's pretty powerful to put on the paper, because everybody has a purpose, but when you put it on the paper and you define it, then it becomes a very big deal, and it becomes everything that how you run your company. So our purpose is to empower women through body transformation. And everything we do and every decision we make, everything we do always goes back to, is this going to help to fulfill our purpose? By adding this new workout in, will it help to empower women through body transformation? By, adding new training in, will this training help to empower women through body transformation? By adding, a different sales step in, will this help to empower women through body transformation? So everything that we do gets back to the root of that, and that's how we run our franchise. The next thing is our core values, and we put our core values out to the world. And the reason we put our core values out to the world is because we want to attract like-minded people. And by putting the core values out, it attracts those like-minded people, and it repels people who don't have the same core values. And I'm not saying that those people are bad people. I'm just saying that they wouldn't be successful in this franchise because they don't have those same core values. So our core values are these. We treat our customers like family. It's very important. This goes back to when our CEO and founder, Brian Cook, had his first studio. He had 150 clients, and he was getting married, and he invited all of his clients to his wedding, and that's how much that he just had that connection to him and that love for them, and that's how you should be looking at all your clients. You should love your clients and want and care for and want your clients to be successful as much as you would any family member. We have a passion for health and fitness, and I think that goes without saying, or we wouldn't be in this industry. We believe in the power of positivity. Like I talked about, every meeting starts off with a positive focus. We really want to make sure that we put positivity out there and repel as much negativity as possible. We wow our customers by exceeding expectations. We over-deliver and under-promise. And this is so important when you're delivering a high-end service, especially a service that is so important in body transformation. We check our egos at the door. If you have an ego, it means you already know everything there is to know about the topic. There's nothing else for you to learn. If you're able to remove your ego and check that ego at the door, what that means to you is then you open yourself up to learn more, to be more perceptive to your clients and to your staff, and to really become better if you're able to check your ego at the door and become a better person and learn more than you knew before you started. We are continually learning. I think we devour business books here. We're always trying to find out what the newest thing in fitness is, but we don't implement it always. What we need to do first is we learn about it, we vet it out, and we make sure this is not the trend. This is something that's going to be sustainable, because again, what it comes back to is making sure that everything we're doing is helping to empower women through body transformation. That's how we're constantly learning about everything that's new and out there. We believe in honest and open communication, and this is really important. We can't have that air of dishonesty. You need to be able to really clear the air and have that honest, open communication in order to build a relationship with your clients and your staff. We believe accountability leads to success. As part of our 4 components, and I'll get into that a little bit later on, but it is really, really important that you hold yourself accountable, and we can help to hold you accountable. And we love what we do. And, we all make jokes here that none of us work a day in our lives, because we all really do love our jobs. And the work we do is really meaningful work. Now, I'll touch on that later, but that's really meaningful work is what we do, and we're really, it's such a great honor to do it. So the last part of our vision is our current mission, and that is kind of where we are now and what we plan to do. So our current mission is to open 500 locations by the year 2024 by developing the best fitness franchise model in the world. And that is a big, bold statement to make, and that is exactly what we're going to do, and we know we can do it. Right now we're just shy of 100 franchises, but we have the growth strategies and plans put into place to make sure that we can grow this. And we'll touch more on that later on. So body transformation, that is what we do, that's the sandbox that we live in, and that's what we do better than anybody else out there. Body transformation is made up, the way we achieve body transformation is through the 4 components of weight training, cardio, nutrition, and accountability. The sum of those 4 components is body transformation. You can't take something out and get the same results. You can lose some weight, but you can't have that real compelling sustainable body transformation unless you have these 4 components. Weight training, so important. We do high intensity interval training, and we use using a bunch of different techniques. But the reason why weight training is so important is because you're putting on lean body mass. By putting on lean body mass, you're raising your resting metabolism. By raising your resting metabolism, you burn more calories per day just having more muscle. So 5 pounds of muscle, you're going to burn an additional 200 calories per day, as opposed to somebody who doesn't have that 5 pounds of muscle. So the other thing that weight training is great for, bone density, especially when you're looking at a situation with older women in osteoporosis, balance, coordination, core strength, all these things, injury prevention, building up muscles around injured areas. These are all really important things that weight training and strength training does to help you, live a better and happier and healthier lifestyle. Cardio. workout of the week is so this is how we do weight training. This is how we give you guys a workout of the week. It's a systematic, functional workout using suspension training, body weight, dumbbells, kettlebells, and a couple machines to in a high intensity interval format to achieve the highest level of workout in a short period of time. Now cardio, we do also in a high intensity interval because we know that it's the most efficient way of getting high quality cardio in a short period of time as well. So we do 25 minutes of high intensity interval cardio, and this is going to be your biggest caloric burn. You're also going to be burning fat. You're going to create an afterburn effect, especially with the intervals where you're going to be burning calories after you get off the machine, and for quite some time afterwards, especially if you're fueling properly, you'll keep burning calories. Nutrition, your fuel, the most important thing. You need to have your nutrition dialed in. And our nutrition, we don't give you, we don't tell you to do the paleo diet or the zone diet. We don't tell you, we don't prescribe diets. We're not registered dietitians. But what we do is give you a nutrition framework. We give you a blueprint to work with, and we tell you this. Eat 1,300 to 1,600 calories per day. 100 grams of protein minimum. We know that if you're eating 100 grams of protein minimum, that the quality of food that you're putting in your system in a 1,300 to 1,600 calorie diet, or not diet, but calorie per day framework, is going to be high quality food and clean food. It's not going to be 1,600 calories of funnel cake. 8 to 10 glasses of water per day, so 64 to 80 ounces of water a day. Eat 6 times a day, and then you have 1 free day. Now, 1 free day is there's so much research going into it talking about how using a free day is great because then you're able to help to get rid of some of those temptations during the week and take advantage of, all those cravings. But what I will also tell you is that as you, spend more time in the program and dialing your nutrition, that 1 free day becomes less and less gluttonous. You're going to, instead of eating 3 pizzas for breakfast, lunch, and dinner and having a bottle of wine, you're going to want to eat healthier foods because your body's just going to start craving better, healthier foods. And our fourth component is accountability, and we talked about this a little bit in the core values. You've got to be able to hold yourself accountable. You need somebody holding you accountable. And we help to hold you accountable through different forms, like through weekly weigh-ins. We talk to you, and there's the hard conversations when you put on weight, and then the motivating conversations when you take off weight, the high fives and the hey, what happened, Sally? And all these things, nutrition framework and blueprint, the workout of the week, all those things are help to hold you accountable and to manage your behavior to be as successful as possible. Excuse me. Got a tickle in my throat there. I apologize. I didn't want to cough on your on the line there. So that is our top thing there. That's our 12, our compelling value proposition. Now, how to turn this passion into a meaningful career is the next segment of our webinar. Now, here are the career opportunities that we currently have available. Manager, full-time trainer, and part-time trainer. Now, the manager is kind of the backbone, the blood, the central nervous system of the entire of the studio. They schedule the training. They train the trainers with the everyday operations of the studio. They run the studio. They schedule the free sessions. They do all the sales. They're the central nervous system of the studio. Now, the trainers, both the full-time and part-time, are kind of the blood, the heart and soul of the studio. Their only objective is to execute the 4 components at the highest possible level. And that's every trainer's goal. When they wake up in the morning, they step in the studio, their goal is to execute those 4 components at the highest level by following the workout of the week and really, really just crushing their clients through those 4 components and caring for them at the same time. How to apply. Now, go on our website, www.getinShapeForWomen.com/careers. There'll be this page there. You can apply online. You can attach your resume and cover letter. Pick out your preferred location in the desired position, personal trainer or manager, what have you. If there's not a location in your area, make sure you pick other and you put down the area you're in, because we want to know where you are. If you're in Parker, Colorado, and I have a person out in that area who's looking for a studio, I want to be able to tell them, hey, we have really great talent in Parker, Colorado. I think you should put a studio there. And so that will be, and we want to know where you are, and then that's where we'll put studios. We currently have 87 locations in 17 states. And we're going to continue to grow. Like I said, we'll have 500 locations by the year 2024. So those are our top two, guys. And now the third one is how to open your own Get in Shape for Women franchise, our franchise opportunities. Now, we have a different franchise opportunities. The majority of our opportunities have been single and multi-unit owners. We have, probably 35 to 40% of our owners own multiple studios. We have some single unit owners as well. Another opportunity that I want to talk to you about, and I'll talk to you about this opportunity on our initial phone call, is our AR opportunity. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but the AR is an area representative, and that area representative will be responsible for helping to sell. They'll own their own studio in a territory, and then they'll help to sell and support all the studios in their territory, and for that, they would get half of the franchise fee of all the territories opening and half of the royalties for all territories in their studio. So we can talk more about that, but I want to just put that we're being very selective, and we have 15 territories total. We have 2 of them sold, and we can't wait to put on some new ARs throughout the country. Now, going through the franchise opportunity, this is kind of the flow of how it'll go, the kind of flow chart of how you'll work through the Get in Shape for Women franchise opportunity. You're on the webinar now. Next thing is you want to schedule your initial phone call, and that I will give you my information later on, and you can email me and schedule your phone call. Discovery Day. Make sure you sign up for Discovery Day. I want you to take out your calendar now, or go on your Outlook or your Mac calendar or whatever, and put in there from 10 o'clock to 3 p.m. on Friday, September 25th, at the Get in Shape for Women corporate office. That's our Discovery Day. Friday, September 25th from 10 to 3. Put it there, circle it, put it in red, put calendar alerts on it, make sure that you're here, because that's the next step of becoming a franchisee. Then after that, we'll hold some territories for you during your disclosure period. You'll sign your franchise disclosure document and your franchise agreement. We'll go through the new franchisee checklist. You'll go through site selection process with me, and I'll help you through that process of the territories you held. We'll send LOIs to landlords on your behalf. We'll do lease negotiation. We won't do the lease negotiation, but we'll help you through that process, and we'll give you best practices. We'll build floor plans for you during your build-out period. We'll give you best practices and all the information you need to do your build-out. We have the construction manual as well that we'll give you, so you can help hire your contractors. You'll hire your team. You'll learn all the best practices there are, and all the you'll have all the information on how to hire your team. You'll go through franchise school, which is a really great, and we'll talk more about that during our support. Great training tool to learn how to run a studio. Go through your grand opening. A couple days after your grand opening, you'll have your first site visit from our support team. We have continuous support going on, and we'll dig more into that shortly. And then after your first year, we'll take a look at your first year and let's see if we're ready for the second studio. So you saw the number that we had with our franchise AR. One of the first questions that we always get asked is, what are the revenues? How do we create revenue in this studio? And that's what you should be looking at. How are you creating revenue in your business, so you can keep your business going and you can make money and you can do well and be successful? So revenue is created in multiple different ways, but the major ways is through new sales, especially for studios that are opening. As anybody's coming in from a franchise lead, upgrades. Now, if someone comes in and signs up for, we sell a paid in full package, and if you sign up for 3 months, for example, you'll have the opportunity to upgrade within the first 30 days to a 6-month or a 12-month package, and get the price retroed back to the cheaper price for the longer commitment. Renewals are all those studios that have clients that are in there currently, and they are renewing at the end of every, and they're renewing at the when their package is up. So someone who's finished their 3-month package renews for a year, or renews for 6 months, or somebody who finishes their year package and re-renews for another year. That's another form. That's what, as your studio becomes more mature, majority of your revenues will come from renewals. And then private label protein. We have a private label protein that we're launching. We're really excited, and you'll be able to sell this in your studios. It's a great resource to keep women on their nutrition as well. So these are our training options, guys. So I talked to you about, what we do with paid in full model. We break it down per session. So if you're coming, 3 times, if you sign up for a 3-month package, it's going to be $31 per session. A 6-month package is going to get you $26 per session. A 12-month package is $21 per session. And you can see on the right-hand column there how that breaks down if you're going 2, 3, or 4 times a week. So that's the revenues you're creating. Now, the hours of operation, we're open a minimum of 54 hours at 6 a.m. to 12, and then 4 to 8 Monday through Friday. We're closed between 4 and 8 because it's a great time for managers and trainers to get administrative stuff done, get a workout in themselves, get lunch, and it helps to avoid that trainer and manager burnout. And then Saturday we're open from 8 to 12. Now there are some abilities to stretch on either side. You can maybe open up at 5:30 and close at 1, and then reopen up at 3:30 or 3 and close at 8:30. On Saturdays, maybe you open up at 6 and you stay open at 1. There's ways of stretching to get more clients, but the minimum to start off with as you're starting to fill your studio is the 54 hours. Now, one of the first questions is that we are always asked is, what can I make? How much can I make? And in franchising, we have to be careful not to give away too much. We're not allowed to give you any kind of earning claim or say that you can make this much money. But what I can do is I can tell you that, in our FDD, our item 19 is our financial performance representation, and that document allows us to talk about our current studios that are open. So our average studio last year, just the average run-of-the-mill studio, had average monthly revenues of $24,000, with average monthly expenses of $18,000 and income before manager salary of $73,000, which over half of our clients, our studios were at this number or above this number. Now, our top 10 is another thing we list, and these are the people you want to be gunning for. These are the people, when we add on franchisees, we want our franchisees to say, I'm going to be in the top 10. I'm going after these people because this is where I want to see my income. And you can see the average monthly revenues in these studios are $39,000, with an average monthly operating expenses before manager salary of $20,000 and a before manager salary income of $225,000 a year. Now, the one thing about all these top 10 that you'll see here, it's not that they are, none of these studios are, let me put it this way. Sorry, my mind just kind of blanked there. The one thing all these studios have in common is that they follow the system. In this list of top 10 studios, we have multi-unit owners, we have single-unit owners. We have males, we have females. We have owner-operators, we have manager-run studios. So, we have mass studios, we have out-of-the-country, out-of-state studios. It doesn't matter what the situation is. The one thing that all these people did is they followed the system, and they executed the 4 components, and they got transformation in their studio. That's what you have to do, and that's what we give you. That's how we support you to train you to get all those things done. Here are startup costs, guys, and the startup costs are pretty wide, 50,000 to 200,000. The reason we have them so wide is because there's a lot of factors that go involved. We try to get all the landlords to do a build out for you and just lump it into your rent, so there's no capital outlay in your first, for the build out. But often that doesn't always happen. So, maybe we can get some tenant improvement money from a landlord, or maybe you have to pay for everything straight up front. So you could see anywhere from $0 to $50,000 for your build out. Your additional funds or anything that's going to keep you running while you're building out your studio's starting to fill up. And then the equipment is, you can finance your equipment, or you can pay for it all up front. That's the beauty of franchising, is if we get the best prices on equipment, we use our economy of scales to get financing deals, the best financing deals, the best prices, and that's how we, that's really one of the beauties, is you're using that economy of scales in that number of people. Here's a sample studio expense. One of the things that we're missing out of this is the royalties, and the reason I don't put royalties in there is because I don't want to make any sort of earning claim of what you could potentially see for, because you could then do the math on royalties moving out. So you just want to put the hard numbers in there. This is a pretty good sample studio expense of what to expect. Now, we've gone through kind of the getting your studio, what it takes to get it open. Now I want to talk to you about the territory selection. And this is something we spend a lot of time doing. And now we delineated territory by zip code. So we always suggest people go on to zipwho.com. It's a free website. And you can go on there and you just do a quick search of zip codes in your area, the zip codes you may be interested in. And the two biggest factors we look at are median income and population. What is the median income of the area? We want a high median income. We don't want, a very low. We want above 75,000 median income. And then a population. For population, we want to see 20,000 plus in the population. The reason we want to see those numbers is because if you have a high population and a good median income, you have a much better chance of finding people who are going to be interested in coming to your studio. So, for example, Scarsdale, New York, $122,000 median income with a population of 38,000. That's phenomenal, because you look at 38,000, that's 16,000, almost 17,000 women. If give or take, because of typically it's about 50% women, and you only need about 150 clients to fill your studio. So you're dealing with such better odds and such better numbers if you have this setup, that you have a great median income and a good population, and not just all median income or not just all population. To find locations, we use a lot of different resources. LoopNet and CoStar are both online commercial brokerage websites. Craigslist is a great resource. A lot of people list on there. And then I have a whole list and a litany of commercial real estate brokers that I work with that are constantly sending me updates of what we're of locations they're looking to fill with a Get in Shape for Women. This is a location that we picked out in Great Neck, New York, just kind of as an example. But it kind of gives a lot of information. What we're looking for: great new shopping center, prime location, excellent location. We're looking for that stuff. We're looking for parking. We don't need to be bright lights downtown. We need a place that's going to have great parking, great anchor, great visibility. 700 to 1,200 square feet is what we look at for, but typically more around the 9 to 1,200 is really the money spot for where we see great franchises. So once we find that location, we'll start digging really into the demographics of that area specifically. So we'll start looking exactly around the 1 to 2 to 3 mile radiuses around Great Neck, 164 Northern Boulevard and Great Neck, or wherever you happen to choose. Then we'll start doing some more demo research. And we'll start looking at, what is the population there? What is the median income? How many families are making over $100,000 a year? What does the growth patterns look like? And this is some of the stuff we buy, some software services to really dig into this and find out as much information as possible. So Great Neck, New York, phenomenal location with great demos. It's a really, really great spot that we'd love to see a Get in Shape Women studio go into. This is an example of one of our studio floor plans that we'll build out. So when you walk into that vanilla shell of a place, you'll be able to take this floor plan that we built out for you and take a look at the location and go, wow, this is exactly what my studio is going to look like when I start to, build my studio out and get everything in place. You go, oh, I'm going to have the cardio there, and I'll have the bathroom there, and I'll have this here. It's a great, great tool. Now to dig in, now you learn, some more about our operations. You learn about, our day-to-day stuff, some money things, the build out, the location selection. One of the biggest assets of being in a franchise, especially with Get in Shape Women, is support. You get to be a small business owner with support, and we offer more support than any other franchise I can think of. How do we do that? In what ways? This is just a sample size of what we offer support. Franchise school, the full week of on-site training at our corporate office. Really, really great tool for you to put in your toolbox. And we go through everything from the free session to the phone calls to the steps, to the workouts, to the marketing, to the operations. Everything is covered in that full week. And then you're having weekly owners calls with our president and our CEO, Lou and Brian. Weekly support calls with our support team that are helping you distill some of the information you learn at franchise school and on the weekly call. Weekly, monthly coaching calls with Lou and Brian. Quarterly coaching workshops on site somewhere, typically in the Boston area or in the Needham area. And then annual convention that we have once a year. That's 2 full days of meetings and training and support that's really, really powerful. The other thing we do is business development coaching. We know that we're in the business of developing businesses. That's our job. And we know that as a business owner, you have the ability to grow 10 times. So we want to talk to you and help you to grow 10 times where you are now. We give you a lot of tools. One of the tools that we do to start off with is just putting down in ink your 10x future. How are you going to grow? Starting at 1x where you are now and growing yourself 10 times. It's very powerful. It's a very fun, meaningful exercise that we've all done in the office. We've all done outside the office with I've done it with my family, but we do it with all the owners. And it's really important to figure out, okay, I'm going to put down where I want to be when I hit my 10 times and how I want to be living, and then it's going to give you a blueprint and a roadmap on how to get there. And that's why it's such a powerful tool. A lot of the training and support revolves around our 12 modules. This is our system. And the Get in Shape Women system is these 12 modules, and we go through one a week during the weekly coaching call. During the monthly coaching call, we go through a handful of these, and we're constantly focusing on these 12 modules, perfecting the system. This is the system you need to follow in order to be successful. And another part of our operations is our technology, and we use a technology called MindBody Online. It's a web-based platform. Basically, it's your CRM for your studio, and you're able to keep track of all your leads, all your clients, renewal dates, upgrade dates, client schedule. You can make your payments right online here. You can run the credit cards right through MindBody. It's a wonderful, wonderful tool that we found is the best in the market out there, and they're really great. If you ever work in fitness, you know MindBody. Now, this is an example of one of our quarterly meetings, kind of like talk to you a little bit about. This is a quarterly meeting we had a little bit ago. Just really, really powerful stuff happened. This is part of our roundtable discussion. It's with managers and owners. We discussed different roundtables, different techniques that we use to achieve and to execute the 4 components and execute our system. the best way possible. Now, our awards, we give out awards monthly to the first place trophy to the franchisee of the month, a quarterly trophy to the best franchisee of the quarter, and annually we do franchisee of the year, so the first place trophy, multi-owner of the year, a most improved franchisee of the year, and then we do top 10 recognition with trophies as well. Here are a handful of accolades that we're really proud of, that we've been, being on the Franchise 500 and being on Inc.'s 5,000 are two feathers in our cap that we're just proud of, and they're exclusive lists, especially the Entrepreneur Franchise 500. That's very, very important for us to be on, and we're very excited about being part of that team. Here is kind of a handful of books that we suggest. Good to Great. What a great book by Jim Collins. Good is the enemy of great, and Emus Revisited by Michael Gerber, talking about how business succeed. One of his thing is if you're ever going to jump on with a franchisee, the franchise, make sure that franchise holds you accountable. It's one of his big talking points. Think and Grow Rich, that thoughts are things, and by using thoughts, we're able to turn those thoughts into success. So just a smattering of books that we really suggest to a lot of people. Here is my information, guys. That's me. I want you to take down my information, take down my email, take down my phone number, and let's set up our first initial phone call. That's really important. Let's get that phone call set up. Let's get it going, because I want to make sure that I get to talk to you, and we can talk to you about coming to Discover Day. Discover Day, which is September 25th, like I said, take out your calendar, put a big red circle around September 25th, mark off from 10 to 3, Get and Chief Women Discover Day. All right, guys, well, I want to open up for a little bit of a Q&A and answer any questions you guys have. So please feel free to write in your questions. And I promised you that I would get you off the line by 9:45. So it leaves us a couple minutes to, 12:45. So it leaves us a couple minutes to answer some questions. So go ahead and fire your questions away, and I'll answer as many as we can in this 2-3 minutes. Why are the number of stores going down in the past 2 to 3 years? Competition, other reasons. We allowed some of our studios to close recently, and we did that on purpose. One of the things that we did in the last couple of years was to rein in our systems and put systems around development. And it's really important in franchising that you're bringing on the right people. And, what we found out is that we're going to make our franchise stronger by letting a couple of these stores close. So we reined in our growth. We focused on selling helping owners sell studios who want to get out. And right now, we've turned the flywheel back on, and we're starting to grow again. So what we need to do, and this is really important, in any franchise, in business growth, people talk about hitting a whitewater period. And every business does it. Well, we hit a bit of a whitewater period, and instead of toppling over, we reined ourselves in, we stopped our growth, and we allowed ourselves to get our systems put into place to learn what we need to bring, the type of franchisee we need to bring on. And we've slowed our growth on purpose because we want to bring on really great franchisees, and that's what we're trying to do. That's a great question. Thank you. All right, what's the next question, guys? All right, kind of in the same vein. What is your growth strategy to get to 500? So a lot of our growth strategy is through that AR opportunity, and that AR opportunity is phenomenal. Having basically a corporate studio or a corporate team in place throughout all those areas helps to allow us to give extra support through all those areas, and having boots on the ground in those territories to help support all of our owners. What that really does is it helps to make every studio much more successful. And that's part of how, like I said, I just talked to you a little bit earlier on about reining in those systems, making sure that we're holding ourselves accountable to our systems. And that's we've seen that as to be one of our I think it's a challenge in all developing franchises, and something that we did, and we're very proud of, and we're really excited about that. All right, what are examples of how you reined in your system? Is looking for quality owners, making sure that the owners we bring on board are people who can follow the system, are people who are excited about being, have a passion for health and fitness, who match up with those core values, because we want people who have those core values, and that's what we look for in an owner. We don't want just a passive owner who's just using this as an investment. There's too much meaning, there's too much importance behind being an owner here. What other questions you guys have? I can answer one more question, guys, if you have one, or I can answer any kind of questions you have on our initial phone call as well. Does anybody else have any other questions I can answer right now? Well, excellent, guys. Thank you so much for your time. One of the ways that we always finish off all of our meetings is with our final thoughts. Now, our final thoughts is just kind of a way, it's a takeaway from the meeting. What did you take away from this experience? Today, one of the things I want to talk to you about is a system and meaningful work. So those two things are really important when you're franchising. One is you want to go to a franchise who has very strong systems put in place, and that's something we've worked on extensively, and that's why we feel comfortable growing our brand again. And we have those systems, we've built them into place, and we enforce them. And we want to make sure that you do that because we want to make sure that you're successful. And then finding a place where you can do meaningful work. And that's something that is really important to me. I mean, we've all worked before, but doing meaningful work is something that there's nothing like it. It doesn't feel like work anymore. It's exciting. It's knowing that you have somebody who's going to be, affected by what you're doing. It's so powerful that I really hope that this is something that you guys can do and find the power in doing this work. So guys, thank you so much. I'm going to put my information back up. Please take my information down. Please schedule a phone call with me. I can't wait to talk to you. I can't wait to answer more of your questions. I can't wait to talk to you about what you want to do and where you want to go and what your goals are. Thank you so much again, guys. I look forward to talking to you, and I'll talk to you all soon. Thank you. Take care.